All right, we should be all set. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How was your week? It's been another short break in between episodes. How how are things? Same old, same old,
Same old, same old.
same old, same old. Did you do anything interesting on your birthday?
No,
No. How old are you?
22.
22. Wow. Do you feel old? Do you think about your existence? Do you think I'm going to die one day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sadly.
I've been thinking about that a lot. My birthday is in July, and I'm just like, no, I'm 22. Oh, man.
July
Everybody's
what?
July 12th. Yeah. Everybody's fucking graduating, man. Like,
I
it's,
know, right?
it's weird. Lewis was like, damn, I thought I would have done something by now. I'm just like, yeah, me too. I literally like blinked and like all this time went by. I'm like, what? High school felt like it was 10 years. And
Mhm.
this felt like a summer. It felt so fast. It's already
Yeah,
over. Ugh.
time to be flying.
Time do be flying. But that's okay. I watched a lot of anime within that time, so I'll die happy. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I got a couple things that I watched. There's no like news in like the short time that has passed by, but oh, did you get my care package?
I went last week and they said it wasn't there, so I'd have to check this week again.
Interesting. Okay. Well, according like on my end, they said it would come on Tuesday. So
This
hopefully
week?
um yeah, like the Tuesday that just passed. So
Okay.
or maybe it was the one before that. Anyways, it should have been there a long time ago. So hopefully it didn't get lost in the mayhem. But if it did, oh well. It's the it's the heart that counts. We'll wait
Right.
like another month, and if you don't get it by then I'll just tell you what it was, and yeah. But anywho, there are a couple things that I watched that I thought were interesting. I finished the first season of Fate Zero, and by first season, I mean the first 13 episodes, which I guess aired as a season, but it doesn't really end like a season because the story's like not over at all. It's like a cliffhanger, like the end of an episode. It's like a giant
Mhm.
battle's about to start, and then that's it. And it's like, oh, okay. So I didn't start the second season, but they're about to take it off Netflix pretty soon. Oh, so I have to finish it like in the next like week or so. Hopefully I'll have time to do that. And then I watched a movie called Lux Eterna, which is an artsy movie by a director named Gaspar Noé. He directed another movie that I called that I talked about previously called Enter the Void. I talked about it like a couple episodes ago. His movies are
Mhm.
very psychedelic. It feels like you're smoking, not smoking. You're doing acid. It feels like you're doing like a kind of drug, and it's really fucking cool. And his movies are very fun. And this movie was kind of the same type of vibe, but instead of the psychedelic or what's the word? The euphoria that you derive from the visuals in this movie are from a like extreme strobe lighting. You know when you have like really fast like red, blues or greens and they're like shuddering like at an extreme speed and it's like trying to give you like a fucking seizure and you have to like close your eyes because it hurts so much. Um
Mhm.
there's shit in this movie that like intentionally does that to like try and hurt your eyes. And that's like the point of the movie. And some people physically are just incapable of watching this movie or else they'll like die. And that's like really interesting. Which is why the movie's like not available in America like legally at all. You can't even find it like illegally. At least I couldn't. Maybe it's somewhere, but maybe it's floating around there on the internet somewhere, but there's no like Blu-ray or anything in America. But it was screening at like the movie theater that I like to go to and stuff, and I got to see it, and it was insane. It was like so cool and interesting. Like it's like it felt like I was taking a drug. It felt like this was painful, but it made me feel something that like I'll never feel again. Like the euphoria of like sitting there watching all those lights and like the after effect of like, whoa, what did that just do to my eyes? Oh my God. It was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. If by any chance you ever get to watch it, I would recommend it if your eyes are not super sensitive, like you feel like you're gonna die. But yeah,
That sounds great.
yeah, it was really cool. It was we gotta watch like one of his movies and talk about it. That would be like something cool to do down the line because his movies are awesome. But then I watched fucking have you seen anything on this? The Chip and Dale like Rescue Rangers movie? Do you know what that is?
Mm-mm.
Chip and Dale is like an old Disney like cartoon from like the early 2000s, and they like rebooted it. And do you know Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Like, have you ever heard of that movie? What's an example that I can use? I don't know if there are any examples I can use, but basically the whole gimmick of this movie is like the tunes are real, and Chip and Dale, these two characters in a Disney TV show, are real people. And when their show ended, they were out of jobs because they're actors and like their show got canceled. So now they're just roaming the streets. So like the gimmick is all these Disney characters and all these like, you know, characters that we see in like TV shows and stuff are real people like walking around. So fucking, you know, Peter Pan, it was like, oh my God, Peter Pan, you were a star. I loved your movie. And now Peter Pan's like fat and he like has a gold chain. it's silly and it's a cute idea. And spoiler alert for the movie, because are you okay with me telling spoilers? Because I don't think you're gonna watch it. Fucking, there's a lot of references, and the whole gimmick with this movie is like, oh my God, look, it's that thing. Oh my God, look, it's that thing. Oh my God, making a reference to that. And fucking Ugly Sonic is in the movie. Specifically the Ugly Sonic. Like they put the gross one in there. And he was like oddly like a main character. And they kept talking about his teeth. He's like, I bit my tongue with my human teeth. Damn it. And they made him like uglier, which is really fun. It's interesting how they're directly being like, yeah, it looked like shit. It's really interesting. It's I personally don't think it's like a great movie, but everyone likes it because of how meta it is, and it's like a commentary on the industry while simultaneously like being like a reboot in and of itself. So people are like, oh my God, it's so smart and so meta. But I don't really want to get into why I don't feel that way. I think it's a little hypocritical in many ways. And if we were to like talk about it, it would be like a From Up on Poppy Hill being like, this movie's fucking stupid. And I don't want to get into that. But it's bad, but it's funny like how it does some of the things that it does. Some of the ideas are cute. I just wish they were executed better. But then I watched, I'm like sprinting through this Halo TV show. Did you know that they made a Halo TV show?
I heard about it.
Yeah. This one, I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think it was like, no, it's not this one. I think that's the Lord of the Rings show. I was going to say that I thought this one had like $1 billion invested into it, but it doesn't. It's just a Halo TV show that has been in production hell for like, I feel like a decade. And it's like, it was going to be a movie, and then they were like, okay, we'll make it a TV show. And then it just like, it kept on going like back and forth. And now it's a really shitty TV show that isn't even for people who like Halo. It's really fucking sad. And I'm on the last episode. I'm halfway through it. And it's, I know that you're not a Halo fan, so it doesn't like mean much to you, but in the games, like the main character, Master Chief, he like wears his helmet. He never takes off his helmet. You don't even know if he's fucking black or white. Doesn't even matter. He never takes off his helmet. Barely talks. But in the show, takes it off episode 1. Never, like, barely puts it back on. It's like, oh no, what are they doing? He's like a white guy. He has a stupid face. His voice isn't even the same voice in the game. So it's just like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? It's like Halo's about aliens, like they fight aliens. There's barely aliens. They're there, but they're not a part of the story. It's really sad. It's a bad show, and there's not much to say about it. Cortana, like the blue girl, fucking. Oh, okay. Well, Cortana's like an AI that's like in his brain that he talks to, and she's like a blue hologram girl. And in the games, she's like naked because she's like a blue hologram girl, and she's supposed to look cool and badass. So she's naked and she has like digital lines going on her, and it's like, oh wow, she looks like a Matrix girl. And then you look in the movie or the show, and she's like wearing like full clothes, and it's like, oh, Cortana, what are you doing? It's bad. It's bad. There's not much to say about that. Fucking 2 out of 10. Really sad. It's worse than Squid Game. Yeah. But
that's too bad for the Halo fans.
yeah. Yep, on Paramount Plus. I have to pay for Paramount Plus in order to watch the Halo show. I shouldn't have paid for Paramount Plus. I should have done something else. Wink, wink. But I'm too lazy to figure out how. Anyways. Yeah, that's all I did. Then there was I never brought this up, but one of the reasons why I started watching Urusei Yatsura is because there's like a 2022 like remake series, and the trailer just dropped for it. So that's like the only anime newsy thing that's like worth mentioning. So a lot of people are probably going to experience Urusei Yatsura through that 2022 remake, and it looks cool. So I'm gonna watch that when that drops sometime, maybe next season, hopefully. And that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Nothing else worthy of mention. I'm getting ready for Anime Boston, and hopefully everything goes well when I go there. Yeah, that's gonna be this weekend. So I guess we'll just get into the movies and shows. I guess there's nothing else to really talk about. So yeah, let's start with fucking Millennium Actress. I think we should start with that one. I'm gonna do Millennium Actress, Blade Runner, Perfect Blue. I think that's the good order.
That's the same.
Yeah. All right. So Millennium Actress, you watched it like last week, so I don't know how fresh it is in your head, but it's about a fucking woman who is an actress that like fell in love with someone at a very young age, and throughout her acting career she's been in love with this person, and she's been trying to find him, and that's the story. And it's framed through people making a movie about a girl talking about her movies, and Satoshi Kon does his paprika shit where it's like movie in a movie in a movie, and it's really trippy and fun. I enjoyed this movie a lot. There's a lot that I have to say about it. I didn't really take any notes because the stuff that I have to say is so overwhelming. I can't really write it down, but I think it's a very smart movie, and I think for what it was trying to do, it did it extremely well. What did you think about it?
I think it was a fun journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because when I hear people talk about this movie,
yeah,
I saw this interview with this Japanese woman, and I don't know why she was getting interviewed. She's like important, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. She was saying like that the movie is like very nostalgic because like I figured this out too. Like all the movies that are in this movie are like references to real movies.
Oh really? Oh my god! I didn't know that.
Yeah, like there's so like I saw a YouTube video where the guy like compared the scenes, and they're super like all the samurai, all that shit.
You gotta send me that video. I gotta see it.
Yeah, I'll try to find it. I'll probably find it in my history, but yeah. So I didn't know that, and like I guess for like a Japanese like movie goer or like a movie watcher,
yeah,
they were saying like it's super nostalgic, and it was like a nod to like movie fans of Japanese cinema.
Yeah,
and the way she was talking about it made me really respect it more, because like from their lens it was like I can't explain it, but she spoke with so much passion about the film.
Yeah,
and that made me like it more. But watching it initially, It was really dope. Uh, I think this is the best looking Satoshi Kon movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one looks dope. You know, they all kind of look similar. I feel like this one was a vibrant.
Yeah.
Like the scenes popped out a little more compared to the other movies, but still kept like that realistic feel of like how like people look and stuff.
Yeah.
And I honestly, by the end, when I found out her guy died, it hurt.
Yeah, it did hurt.
But,
Yeah.
but that's life. I actually like that she didn't get the happy ending.
Yeah.
Well, even though it wasn't the happy ending, it was still like she still had a smile at the end.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I really liked it. It was a good ride, start to finish. Really interesting, and how the dudes who are making the documentary about her life are just like interwoven into the movie scenes.
Yes, yeah.
The camera guy is really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch.
Nice.
It was a really good watch.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I like the humor. I'm glad that you enjoyed it because it was probably, I guess Tokyo Godfathers is his funniest movie, but this was definitely like the other one of the four that's trying to be funny in the same vein as Tokyo Godfathers. So, yeah, I like that element a lot about it. I really enjoyed the twists and turns that the story took. Like when she saw the painting that the dude like made for her, I was like, oh my gosh! Like I wasn't expecting that at all. That was like a really like resonant moment. It's like, how is she gonna find him? Is she gonna find him? And then that ending happens, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that shit was sad.
Yeah.
But it's all about the journey.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like everyone can relate to this movie somehow because everyone got goals, and I saw this awesome quote about this movie. I don't remember.
Okay.
It's like we all have these goals, and the way it's not really about the goal; it's about the journey. And
yeah,
it was an amazing quote, but yeah, it really is about the journey. And
yeah, that's what the last line in the movie says.
Yeah, and even though like she didn't find the guy, and her life purpose was to find the guy, she still lived like a good life. And, like,
yeah,
found success in her career in acting. Plus, she did the whole job of the world, super famous. So
yeah.
Plus, she lived like her last 30 years. Like, I assume we're like just chilling at the crib. So she wasn't really like working or nothing.
Yeah.
I guess she was rich. She still, her journey trying to find a guy gave her a good life, so she can reflect on it. I feel like she reflected on it and still like had a smile at the end. So it is like heartwarming to see her smile at the end when she's going to space and shit.
Yeah.
That was a dope scene too.
I know.
Like, that was a dope scene.
I fucking love that final shot. It was like, I think I had a comparison in my head, but I can't remember it now. But dude, that ending, like, that hit so hard for me. I was like, oh my gosh. And that's usually when they do, like, the movie up until that point was doing like real life into movie, and it was like blending real life into movie, and it would constantly go back to real life to reassure you, like, yeah, that was the movie, like, flashback thing, but then it just ends on the flashback thing. It doesn't go back to like her real self dying, and it's just like, oh my god, that's so effective. It goes all white and then the song starts playing. I love the final shot. It goes so fucking hard. Yeah. I loved the way this movie was executed. I mean, it's basically the same as Paprika and Perfect Blue. Like, the fucking editing goes hard, and it like switches between past movie version and modern real life version in a really cool way. I think that was extremely effective for me. And the movie makes me think a lot about like what it's saying by doing that, because Cone's movies, all of them, are kind of just like Paprika, even Tokyo Godfathers to the extent where like something that we don't know is real is being seen as real through the lens of the movie. In Tokyo Godfathers, it's like, is God real? And is he like motivating some of the things that are happening in the story? In Perfect Blue, it's like, is virtual Mima like real? Is this alter ego like fantasy thing, a real thing, like doing stuff in this setting, are the dreams real in Paprika, da 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 da. And with this movie, it's basically like making you feel like these movies, which are just her acting, it's making you feel like the story that she's experiencing in the real world is the same story that she's experiencing in the movies, and the heart and passion that's being shown through the films that she's making is in tandem with the heart and passion that she feels in her own life towards her boyfriend and towards like her whole pursuit of love. And he blends that so well, where like you're watching a scene from a movie and like you just start to not really care that it's a movie. Like subconsciously you discern like, okay, this is a movie, this is like real world. But at the end of the day, it kind of doesn't matter. You kind of just care about the character and her drive and her story in the same way that you do for his other movies. And I really like that because it makes me feel like the movies are just her real life. I love the ending where like the dude tells her that like her boyfriend's like, she actually never knows that her boyfriend's dead, but she gets the note and then she immediately runs away. And the song that plays and like how it cuts between previous scenes that we've seen in the movies, like up until previous scenes that we've seen in Millennium Actress, like the movies within Millennium Actress. It's so confusing whenever I say that. Like, you know, you see her slam on the door and it's the cut from when she was slamming on the door in the prison, but it's like her on the train, and then she like, it cuts to the next shot and she like jumps off the train. It just does that back to back to back to back. And it's so good. And everything just blends together really well. And I lost a little bit of track, but basically what I was saying is that I feel like this movie, with its blending of realities, what it's saying is that movies are like no different than what we experience in our world. And the stuff that you see in a movie is just as real as the stuff that you experience in your life. So when I watch this movie and I see how the movies affect the guy that's making the documentary on her and how the movies affect her, then it makes me think, how is this movie that I'm watching right now affecting me? If the stuff in the movies that she's experiencing is so real, then, and I'm feeling, and this movie, Millennium Actress, feels real to me, how real is Millennium Actress to me? How much does it blend with my life, right? It's so crazy to think about. It's like it's a movie. I know this is like cringe as fuck to say, but it's a movie in a movie in a movie. And it's like, am I a movie? I don't know. It's so cool. It's so fucking cool. And then you ask yourself, like, the love that you watch like in a movie, is it any different than the love you experience in the real world? Is it just like a faint reflection, or is it like just as real as what you experience in your life? This movie makes me think a lot about movies and about like art and about love. I didn't really take notes, and it's hard to explain because I haven't fully articulated my thought, and I don't think I ever will be able to unless I like, you know, lock myself in my house for like a month and like make a video on it. But yeah, like that's what I think the main purpose of Millennium Actress is. It's just like this endless story about movies and what they mean to us and what they mean to the people who make them. It's really cool. Yeah. It's got a fucking banger ass title. Millennium Actress. It's so cool.
That is a dope title.
Yeah.
I think all his titles are dope.
Yeah, Perfect Blue.
Paranoia Agent.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited for Paranoia Agent now because I don't know anything about it. I know you've already seen it, but I hope that we can watch it soon. Yeah, but Millennium Actress is really good. I enjoy it a lot. It makes me think. It's one of the most effective Satoshi Kon movies for me. I really like it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I have to say. I just saw this movie. Go ahead. I
was gonna read this. This dude, You said the main character of Millennium Actress is based on a real actor named Setsuko Hara,
Oh my god, that's so cool.
and they had like their story was similar because like she was very popular, and she like quit with like acting randomly
Mm-hmm.
after I guess her lover died, and like she just I'm just gonna read it. It says who always had a mystique thanks to her early retirement from acting and her infamously reclusive life ever since, and she never really saw acting as a job.
Oh my
Kind of just
god.
like it's kind of just like our character. It's dope.
Oh my gosh. So everything I just said is like true. It's like it's oh my god, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. And think about that in like a meta way because like this movie that has movies in it this movie these movies that take place in a movie that is inside the movie Millennium Actress is based on a girl who made movies. So this movie is like based on other movies and oh, holy shit, dude. That's so
Yeah, I mean, like I know if, like for us, like this person right here says like the movie is a love note to like Japanese 50s and 60s Japanese movies. And I'm since we're not Japanese, we wouldn't get that, but we know Godzilla was in there.
Yeah, I did see that, yeah. And I've seen like Godzilla, so I didn't I don't know. I don't know if it was a direct reference to like the girl who was in Godzilla or if that was
No, not the girl in Godzilla. I think
Okay.
like just like the movie itself.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Like all the movies
Mm-hmm.
the characters in is like a
Yeah.
reference to the actual movie.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Manny, that makes it so much cooler. It's so mindfucky. I'm trying to like think of a comparison of a movie that like is because there are other meta movies. There are other movies that are like about themselves or they talk about themselves like as it's happening, but I don't think we've watched anything like that. There's like there's a part of me that wants to say Memento, but obviously Memento isn't like this movie.
Yeah.
But it feels like the movie I don't really know if I'm explaining this well, but it feels like it revolves around itself, like it goes in a circle. Like what the movie is about is going to constantly happen over and over again. Movies inspire real life and real life inspires movies. And that's kind of what the movie is about. And while that happens in the movie, it also happens in real life. The movie was inspired by a real life girl, and you're going to watch this movie and be inspired by this movie, and then you're going to make a movie based on this movie. It's like, oh my God, like that's so cool. That's so fucking cool to me. It's so badass. Yeah, I love it. I was scared at whether I would be able to articulate my thoughts, but I think the way I just put it is how I feel about this movie. That was the perfect way I could explain it. I'm not going to even try and like add on to that. That's perfect.
Yeah. Millennium Actress.
Yeah. Do you want to look up the quote that you were talking about? I know, was it like a YouTube comment? Will it be hard to find or something?
I definitely can't find it.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
a dope quote.
All right. Well, I don't know if there's much else to say.
Banger movie.
Banger movie. Yeah. I really like that they never showed the dude's face. I was very happy they did that. That was a very thoughtful choice.
Feel you on that one.
Fuck. Yeah, I think we can put a capper on that. I think that puts it very simply. This movie is really good. I like it a lot. It resonates with me completely.
I found the movie references. I can show it to you right now.
Yeah, please do. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna come right now.
Oh, that's Onigiri.
Godzilla.
I think that's Tokyo Story. I never heard of that one. That's Ron. Wow.
Those are some of them.
Wow, that looks so cool.
Even this one absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of
But this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
This one's cool. She's
Yeah,
got the little.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
She's got the little things right there.
Yeah.
When I saw this, I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Oh, is that the fucking bread sword video? I think that's him.
Bread sword?
Is that the name of the YouTuber? I recognize the title of the video. Who made the
video?
No,
it's not bread sword.
that's the name of his channel. Is it Under the Scope? I'm gonna guess it's that.
Yeah, it's Under the Scope.
Oh, Under the Scope. I like his channel. Made a lot of Fate videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Millennium Actress. I'm going to give Millennium Actress a 10 out of 10. I really like it. Yeah, 10 out of 10. I love it. Yeah. What do you give it?
Give it an 8.
Okay, cool. Now we'll talk about Blade Runner 2049. Actually, no. Did you watch the Shinichiro Watanabe animated one? It's okay if you didn't.
I didn't.
Okay.
Actually, I forgot about that.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah.
You can talk about it though.
It's basically it's the blackout that they keep talking about in the movie about like everything getting cut out and like an event where like all the electricity went out and we don't have the records of anything that came before. That's basically what that was covering. And it was, I don't know how much I want to say because I really want you to watch it and I really want you to check it out because it's really fucking cool. You will enjoy it. I'm glad you didn't watch the other ones because the other ones were really bad and they were stupid. But this one's good. If you are a fan of Shinichiro Watanabe, like, oh my God, it's so, we're done with Millennium Actress, but it ties into Millennium Actress because like Blade Runner got made, he got inspired by Blade Runner, made Cowboy Bebop, and now he's making Blade Runner. It came back full circle. And like a lot of the things that happen in it are like, I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to say is as someone who is well-versed in Watanabe's catalog and has seen the first Blade Runner, you will derive a lot from it. And I think you will enjoy it. And there's a lot to talk about from it. And it was fucking cool because it came out in May 2022. Well, I mean, what am I saying? Sorry. It didn't come out in May 2022. The story takes place in May 2022, which is so cool. When I saw that on the screen, I was like, no way. Oh my God. That's so badass.
That is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like when I watched Akira in 2019. I was like, oh my God. This is what the world is now. Like figuratively, even though it's not literally. We all want power. We all want to be gods. Canada. But yeah. I need to
rewatch Akira.
Yeah, we'll talk about it whenever we rewatch it. I never got my fucking 4K Blu-ray back. I sent my little thing in a fucking package to Funimation because it didn't have the proper 4K, and they never gave me like the proper one back. So I literally don't have it. I'll probably just email them and be like, "Hey, I never got it back," and they'll give me one for free. But yeah. You would enjoy it. You would enjoy it a lot. There's a lot that I want to talk about in regards to it. And speaking of the Shinichiro Watanabe thing, I'm glad you enjoyed the Captain Christian video that I sent you. It was fucking awesome. That's like one of the best YouTube videos I've ever seen. I was like, whoa. When Spike said Tears and Rain, I was like, oh, I literally like went like that when I watched the video. I was like, dude, that's so cool. Yeah. That's like the voice actor who plays Spike. He like the guy who made the video called him and was like, can you say this for my video? And the guy's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's so badass.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. Yeah. You should watch other videos that he's made if you're interested. He did a Fooly Cooly one in the same vein as that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like me some Fooly Cooly.
Fooly Cooly. But yeah, we can get into 2049. One of the big motivators when it came to my rating of the first Blade Runner is not just like Bebop and Ghost in the Shell, but very much Blade Runner 2049. Watching this movie is kind of like, yeah, Blade Runner is a classic, but here's how much you can do with that universe and with that setting. It really kind of shows that the original movie just scratched the surface of what its concept and narrative was capable of. I feel like it takes the themes of the original Blade Runner and expands on them. It doesn't... There's so much I have to compliment with this movie. For one, this is a very plotty movie. Like, it is a very like shit's happening, It's not like Jinro. It's not like the first Blade Runner. It's very much like there's a story, and it's an exciting story with like twists and turns, but it doesn't sacrifice the tone of Blade Runner or Jinro. It still kind of has that vibe, which it's hard to execute that, Like, you have to be really skilled to like still make your movie feel moody and quote unquote slow without actually being slow. And this movie does a very good job at that. 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I, on this watch, I did have to like pause it, not because I got bored.
It was really long.
Yeah, it is. Did you feel the length? Did you?
Very long.
Yeah. Did it feel long?
It felt astronomically long.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if I was in a proper like theater experience, I feel like for me it would go by rather quickly.
That's the thing. Theater is the best way to watch a movie.
Oh yeah. So when watching this movie, were you thinking? Because one of my main the first thing I wrote down was like, watching this on my fucking TV with my shitty like TV speakers feels like I'm committing a sin. Like, I felt so bad the way I was watching this movie.
I know it's not the proper way.
Yeah.
It sucks. I watched on my MacBook.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know.
I just feel like in a movie setting.
Yeah.
I love going to the movies.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I do it every fucking week.
Yeah. There's movie theater. I know we're going on a little tangent, but the movie theater for me. Have you ever gone to sleep in a movie theater?
Yeah, all the time. I do it like all the time. Yeah, all the time.
Probably because you go more than me, but I've never slept in a movie theater. I don't know. I'm so like when I'm in the theater, I'm so invested, even if it's ass.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm really fucking tired, even if I like love the movie. Like sometimes I just have to close my eyes because I'm so tired.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I go to sleep in the movies all the time, especially for movies I like don't care about. Like when I watch Morbius, I'm like, I can go to sleep right now. I wake up and I'm like, ooh, something cool happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Thing is, I never go. I only go to movies when I have to.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So,
yeah.
I rarely go.
Yeah. Movie. I don't feel that way with every movie. Some movies I don't feel like I benefit from watching it on the biggest screen possible. Like Sonic 2. I feel like Sonic, the experience of watching it at home on my TV would not be very different. I wouldn't derive that much more value from seeing it on the big screen in a theater. But this movie feels so crafted for like a 4K like IMAX like screen, and the audio, just like the sound design and the music, it feels like you need to watch it on like, I feel like I need to be hearing it around me, not just in front of me. If that makes any sense. Like the boing, just hearing it like from one tiny speaker like pointing at my face. I'm just like, damn it. I'm so sorry, guys. I really wish that I could be more respectful towards this movie. Maybe when I'm older, I'll have a home theater set up and I'll be able to watch this movie the proper way. But yeah, that was like the first thing I had to mention. But yeah, so did the movie feeling long? What did you think about the movie with given that statement?
I wouldn't really call it negative, even though I normally would, because this one, it was like, I felt like I was 3 hours in, and it was only like 1 hour 30.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't know. It felt weird. I don't know. It felt so long.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really explain it.
It's okay.
But still a good movie nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like it more than the first one though.
Interesting.
I feel like everyone likes this one more. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
I can understand why.
Right.
But
I do think that one of the big reasons why I don't want to like invalidate everybody's opinion, but when it came out, people were like, this movie's going to be ass. There's no way that they're going to make a modern movie with the same like pacing as the original Blade Runner. There's no way they're going to make like a slow, artsy, cool movie. It's going to be a Hollywood like thing, cuz you have to understand this was in the same like time period as like all the reboots, like, oh my god, Jurassic World, and it's just like a remake of the first movie basically, but just kind of with new graphics. It's like the same plot almost like Star Wars Episode 7. So people were like, that's what they're going to do with Blade Runner. But people were very surprised that they didn't. And I think people really warmed up to that fact a lot. But yeah.
well,
What do you like about the first movie more than this one? It's okay. It might be hard to articulate.
I think I like Deckard more.
Oh wow! That was like the main thing that I thought you were going to enjoy about this movie. I thought you were gonna like Ryan Gosling more. Wow. I feel like he had so much more swagger. I feel like he looked really cool in his like outfit. I feel like his whole arc and his whole character, even though he kind of just sits there and looks at the camera, I feel like it works a lot.
Yeah. You know, Deckard is swagless. He is more human, and I feel like scenes where like when Deckard goes to his house and the shorty's there, and
Right.
he's like pours a drink, sits down. I don't know, it felt so human.
Yeah.
Gosling, because I know like Deckard was like meant to be like portrayed as human, right?
Right.
And then the truth is that he's a robot, but
Mm-hmm.
but I guess Gosling in this one was like I feel like they was told like, yo, you're a replicant,
Yes.
so don't really show all those emotions, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like I like the Deckard version more.
Gotcha.
Just a human robot,
Mm-hmm.
not like a robot that
Right.
catches you.
Yeah.
But that's not taken away from Gosling's his journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just about like mannerisms
Yeah.
and his characteristics. You know, Deckard was, I feel like, even he's very swagless, and he's still swagless when he's old. He's still so swagless.
Yeah. Did you like him? Did you like him more in Blade Runner 2049? Like his performance, I guess.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
No, hell no.
Oh, okay.
He's still fucking stupid. He's still doing the. I can't stand this guy, but
yeah.
I don't. You know, like I feel like the scene when they met each other, that shit pissed me off. It's like,
oh,
really?
really? What?
I thought it was kind of.
What Deckard
I
was
think
doing?
Kind of drag. Huh?
What was Deckard doing? Like when when he rolled up and he's like, I want some cheese.
What?
That's what he said. He was like, it was a really weird line. He was like, I haven't had cheese in ages from a cow's titty.
Oh yeah. Well, that like he emerged from the shadows. And like, oh, Deckard.
Right. Yeah, that's the idea.
But like he's so retarded.
You think so? Really?
Like, Gosling's like, yo, I'm here to talk. He's like, okay.
Well, dude, he's been on the run, and if anybody was,
I know he's senile, but
yeah, no.
I feel like
I don't think it's. You think it's senile? I think it makes perfect sense.
He's
like,
senile.
Really?
I feel like
think about it from his perspective. Like, he was a Blade
minus
Runner.
The first scene when they got to like the Elvis part. I was like, bro, if Gosling wanted to fuck you up, bro, he would have been dead already, bro. I'm just trying to talk, all right? And it's like, bro, even when Gosling's asking him questions like, yo, what's the daughter's name? He's like, I don't know, I just don't like it. Like, why are you even, like, why are you not answering the question?
Yeah.
Because you're on the run? Well, like, bro, if you're on the run, bro, I already caught you, bro. I already know you have a kid, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess he's trying to protect the kid, but still, I feel like it's clear that this dude's not fucking malicious. He would have just fucking took you in like the other people did. So
Yeah.
I didn't really like the Deckard reveal scene personally.
I see. I think Deckard's like, I felt like his attitude like in this movie was reflective of his attitude, like the way he talks, and like he's like such an asshole, is always like being snarky with like his colleagues in the first movie. It felt reflective like in this one, and it felt like he was just being him like in that moment for me. But
I don't know. I felt, to me, it felt out of character. I don't feel like Deckard from the old movie.
Yeah.
In the old movie, he was like super calm, collected.
You think so? I feel like Deckard is a character that like never likes to admit. Like the whole point of the first movie is he doesn't want to admit that he's wrong about replicants and about the way that he sees the world. And then by the end of the movie, he kind of is like, all right, replicants are human beings, and I do love you, and I was kind of wrong, but I'm still kind of like like, I don't know, what anime character does he resemble? There's Vegeta. Like, it's kind of like that, where it's just like, fine, Goku, but and I feel like it was just kind of like his attitude.
I don't even think I'm talking about that. It's more like I don't know, because the way Deckard, when the dude's giving the speech in the first movie and he's just sitting there, he's like, I feel like I it's like, dude, like, you were getting chased, you was getting beat up by this guy. If he wants to kill you, would have killed you. And now you just sitting there looking retarded, watching him speak. But in this one, it's like, from that, I was like, oh, he's like calm, cool, collected, right? But in this one, is like, I don't know. I feel like I didn't feel like the same Deckard.
Yeah,
that's how.
I do know what you mean by calm, cool, and collected, because the idea of like, are you using the scene where Roy is talking to him as like an example because he's listening to Roy?
In the whole movie, the whole first movie,
yeah, I feel you. I feel the same way that he is kind of calm, cool, and collected in moments where it calls for it, and I feel like there are moments like that, like in the fucking whatchamacallit, like the ending scene when he's like when they're both in the snow and they're like kind of not really talking, and they're only saying like what they need to say, and they're not like talking any more than that. I like that part as well, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying about Deckard. I'm surprised you didn't like him more. I personally thought that Harrison Ford, in the last episode, I specifically said Harrison Ford is not trying, and that's actually why the movie was bad. And then I like looked that up, and there's no proof of that. I guess I was talking out of my ass, and I apologize for getting that wrong. So I guess he's just bad just because he's bad. But in this movie, I felt like they did a good job at making it not inconsistent from how he acted before, but enhancing the performance. Like when he saw fucking Rachel again, I felt like I saw like emotion like in his face. At least it felt like that for me. It felt very genuine. It felt like I was watching Deckard, even though he was acting more in this one. Yeah,
I can't take him serious.
Yeah,
this looks so stupid.
Yeah, he still looks a little goofy. But what did? Goofy. So that's what you think about Ryan Gosling and Deckard. I liked those characters a lot, but what did you think about the other characters, like Jared Leto? Jared Leto is like the new Tyrell, Wallace something.
I mean, he really doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything in the movie. He's just.
I thought he would have like. I mean, he's on the cover of the movie. I thought he would have did something. They might as well replace him and put Joy there.
Joy?
Because she was like, Joy, the angel. Her name's Joy.
I think her name was. I think
no,
Joy.
It's love.
Yeah. Yeah, Joy was the name of the robot girl in like the in the phone.
Yeah, I feel like why they just put Jared Leto on the cover because it's Jared Leto, but he had like 2 speeches, but like love was like the actual threat, so they might as well put her on the cover.
I think they just wanted it to be cool that like if we had to have someone be the ruler of like the Steve Jobs of this universe, would it look like an Asian girl that can kick ass, or would it look like a blind like guy that's wise? Or
I'm not saying they should replace each other. I'm saying like because Jared Leto is barely in the movie, why is he on the cover?
Yeah.
Love is like dominating the movie,
Hmm.
she might as well be on the cover. So I'm saying I thought Jared Leto would have a bigger role because he was on the cover,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he didn't really do much. So I don't really have a positive or negative
Gotcha.
on
Well,
that guy.
we were talking about Jared Leto negatively on the last episode, and watching Jared Leto this time, I remember on the last episode I talked about like, oh, he's so lame in Suicide Squad and Morbius, and I kind of didn't like him this time. I said on the last episode like I think he's good in Blade Runner, but this time I was like, shut up. He was so it felt just like Morbius and Joker, where it was like he's trying so hard to be cool, and
Yeah,
I guess
that's
when I
true.
was in high school, I thought it was cool, but now I just kind of look at it and it just kind of feels like it's like it's like when people run around and dress up as like characters in an isekai. That's what it feels like Jared Leto is doing. It feels like he's in his room, like looking in the mirror, being like, I am the Tyrell Corporation. We create angels. And it's just like, oh boy. It just was a little bit much for me this time around. But
Yeah.
yeah. So there was that, and then there was Joy. Did you like Joy? Did you like that element of the movie where the replicant had like a little robot girlfriend, and there were a lot of scenes that I thought were pretty cool with that, and I was excited for you to see them.
I thought it was cool, but the movie did what I don't like the most in movies. It like before you even know about Joy, they showed Joy at the start as like
Hmm.
an ad, so you already know like
Right, you drew that connection when you saw both of them. Like, yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
like obviously like they're not trying to make you think she's real, right?
Hmm.
But it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
I wish they never showed that advertisement.
right. Because you could at least draw the assumption, oh, maybe they're personalized a little bit, and maybe he customizes his little
Yeah,
robot girl.
yeah, exactly.
And then the twist at the end
Or
of the movie is like, nope, they're all the same, and
yeah,
they're
and
no different.
because we already saw the ad, it's like Ryan Gosling. You didn't see the ad before, like you
Mhm.
don't already know they're all the same or something.
No, yeah, he definitely does. It's just kind of like, you know, digging the
He's
nail
so.
into the wood.
Oh my god, dude,
Hmm.
this is so lame to me.
Mm,
Because the advertisement at the end is cool.
right.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it
And it's
does.
cool.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know why they show you the advertisement at the start.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I feel that.
It's not really huge. But I hate shit like that. It's just
Mm,
like they did the same thing in Millennium, my memories and shit. But,
yeah.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, I think maybe they were trying to communicate to the audience they are all the same, and he bought like a little thingy from the Wallace Corporation that really doesn't have a lot of value, but watch him experience his life with the little robot girl that is the same as all the other robot girls, and watch the genuine relationship between them, and watch the real connection that they have. And then at the end of the movie, it's just kind of reminding you, like, even though you already know, it's just kind of reminding the main character and reminding you like there's so little value in that relationship, because she's like, well, objectively not, because the whole point of the movie is that robots do have value, but it's kind of like hitting a punch and hitting a hard spot where, you know, it's coming back full circle to the beginning of the movie where it's telling you
nah,
she's a robot and she's the same. So I think it's
nah.
still, I think it's like Marnie, where they tell you, and even though it's not a twist, and maybe it would have been more effective as a twist, I get the idea, because it wants you to kind of realize the nuance of that as you're watching it, where it's like she is like all the other ones. Because if you don't realize it, then it's just in retrospect, and you just watch the reveal, and then you have to just think about it by the end of the movie. But if you're thinking about it as you're watching the movie, maybe you're going to be getting a better experience by thinking of what they showed you. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because, like you said, like if they don't show the ad, because I don't need to be reminded.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's a robot. He puts the chip in, blah, yada yada yada. She literally freezes in time when he gets into a call. That's all the reminders I need. I don't need a reminder before she pulls up, or I don't need a reveal before she pulls up. But it's like, you know what it would have been like? It would have been like, oh, he got Joy, right? say that there's no advertising. He got Joy. We know she's a robot, but by the end, we know all Joys look the fucking same.
Mm-hmm.
We see the advertising. They all built the same. They all have the same model. Now that I know that they all have the same model, now it's kind of like it's less for me.
I know.
But now, if I found out at the end, it's like, oh, they all look the fucking same. He didn't customize that at all. It's like, oh,
yeah,
it's just the robot.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been a little more.
Yeah, I feel
that. That's the things. That's the things. That's like my pet peeves.
I understand because. Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying. I get it.
I feel like you saw the big Joy at the end. We're like, oh, that's Joy. Oh wait, that Joy is not actually talking. All Joys look the same.
Yeah. I will say the first time I watched the movie when I was like a dum in high school, I did have that reaction. I was like, "Whoa, all Joys are the same," because I didn't notice it the first time. So maybe some people do have that reaction where it's like, "Whoa, I didn't hear them say that," but yeah, I guess. Even for me, it is a case-by-case basis because the point that I'm making is that, like, they're telling you in the beginning so that you can experience the nuance of it as you're watching it, right? So you can experience, like, the deepness of their relationship and, like, the fact that she's just like all the other ones. There's, like, another layer to it that you can appreciate. But if I don't know, there are some other reveals that, like if they told you that he was not, like a real boy, like throughout the entire movie, even though the movie's built on that twist, then, like some movies are crafted for twists and some movies are crafted for like the telling you in the beginning so that you experience like the nuance of it in that moment.
Well,
it's tough. It's tough. It's complicated.
This is why Attack on Titan is the best, because we find out at the same time as the characters.
Yeah.
So when we react, they react. I don't like reacting before the characters react, and I'll never like that. I'll never understand it, me personally. So I think I'll never like give. I can't respect. That's not cool to me. I can't do it. This is a pet peeve of mine personally. I just can't.
Yeah, I think about that a lot, and I try to think about other examples of that. And one that I did think about is the dude in Jinro when he sees that the girl betrayed him. You as an audience know that the girl is betraying him because they told you, and then he sees it himself, and he like has that moment where he takes a photo out and then he like drops the envelope because he's like so surprised that it shows photos of this girl like talking to the bad guy of the movie. So I was gonna ask you that, like, is that also something where you're like, come on, if only I didn't know that? Because I feel like it works. Because...
I feel like it would have been better if they didn't.
Okay.
It's like, imagine like seeing like when Reiner and Berto like, yo, where the niggas?
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh yeah, well, how's Aaron gonna react? Because we already know.
Right.
It's lame.
Yeah, I that's what I was just saying with like.
Because like we see Aaron's like, and the viewers like, it's like we connect with the main character.
I wish I could, because this happens a lot, like in media. This is not like something that people considered to be bad. Like it's a normal trend in most movies. So one of these days, I'll continue to come up with examples as the time goes on to see if it's like any different for you. But I agree with the Reiner and Bertolt comparison, but it's how I feel about the Blade, like this movie, where it's like it can't tell you he's a human before, and
you can't tell that Goslin's a human.
Yeah, because that's like the whole point of the movie. Like the movie, the movie cannot tell you that he's a replicant because it's trying to trick you into him being a human. Attack on Titan can't tell you that Reiner and Bertolt are the things because they're trying to trick you into that. Like some movies are crafted for the trick, and some movies are crafted for like the nuance.
Do you think
I don't know.
Memento would be? Do you think you'd see Memento the same if you already knew? Like,
about what?
If
you do.
Like,
that's the whole point of Memento. Like
No,
wait.
you don't.
Okay, no. You don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, I was wrong about that one. Yeah.
You know.
They show it in the beginning, but yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
but you don't like process that.
You are correct. Yeah, I just confused it.
That's like it's like saying
Yeah.
like I knew who Zeke was before he came. That's like someone saying, "Oh, I knew that was Zeke, like Aaron's brother."
That's true.
Like,
that would be bad because it's
like,
very crafted
with
for that.
Memento, you can put if you're really like that, you can piece it together.
What about when Aaron meets Reiner in the basement? Like that's Aaron's there before you get to that part. What if maybe this is not a good example. This might not be a good example.
The thing is with that scene is that we don't know Aaron's intentions because when he blows shit up, no one thought he was gonna do that shit.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the best example. And I don't know if that's correct either. Because I can't go back and forth on that one because I don't remember watching it. I didn't feel surprised when he like blew the place up. But maybe it's because he explained it like right before.
It was the nature of the conversation because the viewer, because you see Aaron's like he's like forgiving, he's like shakes his hand, blah blah. Reiner's like happy, and he's like, "But I'm gonna keep going forward." So the viewer's like, "Yeah, you're like going up and down." It's like, "Oh, Aaron's cool with him now," but then he blows up and kills fucking civilians. But this is a new Aaron.
But do you see what I'm saying? Where like the movie,
that's not really.
No, because it shows you Reiner and his friends and like all those kids. You get accustomed with those characters, and then the movie Attack on Titan, the show, explicitly tells you Eren is in there, and Eren, you kind of know Eren's going to cause conflict, and I think I don't. What else would he be doing there? Like because that's the whole point of season 4. It gets you accustomed to these characters. You start to like them, and then you see Eren there, and you're like, "Uh-oh!" Like that's kind of your initial reaction when you see it. Like
it's not because that's different because that's like a minor reaction. That's not like because that scene in the grand scheme of reveals, that's minor in Attack on Titan.
Right, because it wants to show you that so that the Reiner and Eren thing. Because if you see Eren there in that part, then it's like, once again, this might not be a great example for what the main thing we're talking about.
Right? Because now it's different. Because even though we know Eren's there, now we're seeing it from Reiner's fucking pure blank, did not know shit. So, but it's not the same though. Because why'd you just do that? Why'd you make that expression?
Which expression? I made like 4.
It's still a reveal to us because now we're on the other side of the table. Now we're seeing it from Reiner's perspective.
And I went like this because I love seeing Reiner's perspective, and it's like one of my favorite moments in the show.
How does that relate to the argument of like
because the whole argument that we're making, you said. And I remember this vividly. You said like when you were talking about Ride Your Wave in the Link Click episode, you were like, the thing in Ride Your Wave does not matter because it's a reveal for the character, not a reveal for us. And we don't care about that, so it means nothing. But you care about Reiner. So you care about his reaction.
What reveal in Link Click?
No, you were talking about Ride Your Wave. I'm saying we were talking about Ride Your Wave in the Link Click episode. And you were saying that because the reveal that we know about the boyfriend getting saved by the girl is being shown to the girl, it doesn't matter to us because it's being shown to the girl and we already know about it. And I think that if you don't care about the girl and you don't care about that story and you don't care about how it affects her, then it's not going to matter to you. And in the way that Ride Your Wave didn't affect you, there are stories where I haven't been affected because like, okay, well, I already know it and I don't give a fuck. So I felt that way too. But in stories like Attack on Titan, when Reiner sees Eren, like when they reveal that Eren is in Marley, I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Is Reiner going to see him? Is this person going to like, just like Ride Your Wave, the reveal for the character is what I'm excited for because I love Reiner and I love his relationship with Eren and their back and forth, and I'm excited for that moment.
I'm not gonna lie, this is different.
Okay.
Because because of the way season 4
When you
flips
say
the coin.
this is different, you mean Ride Your Wave is different?
No, this Attack on Titan scene.
Okay. So you're comparing Attack on Titan to Ride Your Wave.
Even I feel like this basement scene, because I don't know what leads up to it to make you know that Aaron's in there. I guess he talks to Falco, but the thing is, like I said, the reveal of that scene isn't like seeing Reiner's reaction to seeing Aaron. It's the explosion. Because me personally, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
Because Aaron was like dapped him up. It was like, oh, I didn't think he was gonna blow up after you did. You know, I think for me that was because when I saw that I was like, oh.
Okay.
When they met, I wasn't like, oh.
Maybe it's been a long time since you've seen it, but they build up, because I don't know if you remember, but the guy who is presenting at the attack on at the stage that Aaron destroys for like episodes, maybe it was like one entire episode or multiple episodes, but for episodes before that, it shows that guy talking in like a very cryptic, vague manner to the general and being like, I know that Aaron's here. He didn't say this explicitly, but like this, every conversation they have is about this. He's like, I know the founding Titan is here. I know they're going to attack us. And this conversation, this speech that I give about the history in tandem with the attack that Aaron's going to do at the stage, like when all the generals are going to be there, like he did that performance because he knew all the generals were going to be there and Aaron would want to destroy all the generals like in that moment. But he also knew that in order to really motivate people to fight Paradise Island, he would need to do his speech talking about why they're bad and then have Aaron pop up and be like this is why they're bad, which is the only reason why the military guy was on the roof, like outside with all of his dudes, like ready to attack, because he knew that Aaron was there. So you know Aaron is gonna blow up the thing, and it's about the moment.
I think that I know what you're talking about. I think that's revealed after
that Aaron's gonna blow up the thing.
That conversation that Tiber had I think that was after that episode.
Okay, I watched it very recently, and I'm fairly certain it was before, but I will not say like you are wrong. I'd have to go back and look myself.
Because I remember getting spoiled on that conversation on what you're talking about.
After it happened?
Yeah. I might be wrong, but I remember getting spoiled on that.
So when the dudes are at the thing and like the general is like standing there like on top of the place, and they're all like ready, and I guess once again maybe you don't remember this, but I recall like lines being said like oh, I wonder what's taking him so long. I wonder if he's even here. Like once again, it's been a couple months, so maybe I am wrong, but yeah, that's essentially I'm going to use the Reiner thing as my defense, because you love their relationship and you love their little rivalry.
At the end of the day, like I said, that their conversation in the grand scheme of Attack on Titan of reveals, it was minor. So I feel like that isn't like enough to warrant this argument, because in the shit we're talking about is way bigger to the movie. Like in Ride Your Wave, it was like that's what the movie's about. You know what I mean? Where like in Blade Runner, is like it's about Joy and this dude's relationship somewhat. I feel like the conversation they had was like very minuscule when it comes to reveals. Like when I think of Attack on Titan reveals, I'm not going to think of Reiner meeting him in the basement. I'm going to think about the basement when Zeke pulled up, when they Reiner and Bertold type of shit, and like when he talks to his dad. Like those are like actual like mind-boggling reveals. I feel like a conversation is like it's kind of like minuscule, even though it was like a dope scene. Don't get me wrong, I'm not downplaying the scene. I was like, I don't know. I don't think it's enough to like warrant like even if it was like crazy. I don't think it's as impactful to like uh the Ride Your Waves or the Your Names or the Millennium Your Memories. It's like, well, I feel like when those movies do it, it's different when the anime do it and the movie do it. Because when movies do it, that's what the whole movie's about, and we already know what the movie's about before they even show it.
So when it comes to Eren being revealed in Marley, if they did it at the basement thing, you don't think that would be any better than how they did it like in the show, like as it is right now? Because that's the conversation that you have with like a lot of the things where it's like, oh, if only they showed this thing now instead of like 20 minutes before, like in Ride Your Wave.
You saying Eren getting revealed in the basement?
Right, because that is the reveal, that Eren is there.
No, it's not.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's not the reveal, though. You're talking about in the basement or in Marley?
I know that we're kind of going in a circle, because
no,
I know that you
said... the reveal that he's in the basement or in Marley? I thought you were talking about Marley in general.
In Marley in general, yeah. That's what I was talking about.
Nah, because he's already revealed before that. When he's talking to Falco, he talks to his granddad. Mm-hmm. Like, you see his face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, we already know he's in Marley.
Right. I'm losing, like, track mentally. I don't know if... I feel like I might be regurgitating, like, the whole conversation. But what I was trying to say is that because it got revealed earlier... The example I was trying to use is that Eren gets revealed to be in Marley, and no one knows, not even really Falco. He doesn't know that it's Eren. Only the audience knows. And then Reiner finds out, and Reiner's like, oh my God. And I understand that that's not like a reveal. And if it was a reveal, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
That's like, okay, so because we know Eren's there, it's like saying, well, we already know Eren's there, so it's not a reveal. But that's like saying Bertold and Reiner, when they did it, say if I picked the pieces and knew that was Bertold and Reiner, it's still a reveal for Eren. So I see what you mean, but like it depends if you pick up the pieces or not. Because some people, like you said, like when you was a kid, you didn't notice the ad at the start of Blade Runner. Some people didn't even know that was. Some people did not know that was Eren being revealed before he was in the basement. So I guess if you pick it up or not.
No, you will know it's Eren. It's like the movie makes it very clear that it's like an Attack on Titan when they first show Eren. People that saw Eren with the long hair and they're like, "Oh, I don't know who that is." Like there are people that did that. That's very surprising.
You gotta know we're dealing with casuals.
The movie is that's really bad. No, that's really bad on the audience's part to see him. The music like swells up and everything. It's like dun 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 dun. And it's such a big moment. And there's all these parts like where he like talks to his. They focus on this character so much. That's really interesting that people didn't know. Yeah, but
I see what you mean. But
at the end of the day, I do see what you mean as well. At
the end of the day, I don't like when movies do it.
Right.
And I need to see a movie do it where it's not annoying to me.
Right.
The anime is different.
I do agree that like the example with Reiner and Bertold getting revealed is a great example. Because if you find out before that, it wastes that moment. And that moment like doesn't have the same effect. And if it was going to have the same effect, you would need to craft it. It obviously wouldn't be able to have the same effect. But you would need to craft it with the context of like this is no longer a reveal for the audience, so let's not pretend like it is. And let's do it in a way where like the audience already knows and it's more just like the moments like with the characters. It's cuz an example is like with Annie. I didn't talk about this when we talked about Attack on Titan, but obviously I've seen the show, so I know that Annie's the female Titan. But I think if I rewatch the show, like with as tryhard as we are now, I think I would find out that Annie is the female Titan before they tell you. And I think that it like takes it away a little bit because it's crafted in like such a, oh my God, you weren't expecting this, were you, kind of way. So I agree with you to a degree where I feel like there are some things that are better as reveals for the audience than just for the characters. And maybe most stories will be better that way. But for me, it's on a case-by-case basis. It depends on the scene, and it depends on what it's about. So that's how I'll cap that off. Yeah, because I do feel that way about certain things. But yeah, that was a good back and forth. Back to Blade Runner 2049. So the main so if we're talking about twists, the main twist of this movie, of like the movie telling you he's a human and then being like, oh no, you're not, like the movie doesn't tell you it's a human. The movie tells you that he's the child that was born from the replicant, fucking Jesus, Neo. But then the movie tells you, like, they tell you, like, no, you're not the child. Did that twist work for you, given that you didn't know anything about it?
Yes, that twist actually works perfectly.
Yes.
Because I did think I thought he was Neo. Yeah. I did. Me too. And then when we see that scene where she's like, it's not fucking you, and then he starts going crazy, it's like, damn. Yeah. Right. That twist worked well because we found out at the same time as Gosling. So it was a great scene. Yeah, I agree. And I like how the movie like pushes you towards thinking he's Neo, just for that to get shut down. Yeah, it does a really good job at like not giving you the information. You can't, even if you like never watch the movie up until like they say it, before you hear them say it. If you like analyze the entire movie to try and guess like who the child is, whether it's him or whether it's like someone else, like you're probably never gonna guess that. Yeah, because he starts thinking it's him because he searches the thing up, finds like there's a boy and a girl. Yep. Like the girl's dead. And it's him, and then he has those memories. So if you there's no way you piece that. So yeah. That was a good review. Yeah, I like that, and I love how it changes the narrative. It does a good job because like this is something where finding out after the fact is very important, because the entire movie is about like, oh my God, is there validity to a replicant's life? Like, you know, are replicants no different than human beings now that they can give birth and like they can like procreate on their own? And then the movie basically tells you, and this character thinks that he's like the procreated version, so he thinks that he's more human than other people, that, you know, he doesn't, maybe he feels like less like a skin job. But then the movie basically tells you, because you're supposed to watch the movie and you're supposed to watch this main character, see him as a replicant, and then when the movie says he's a human, you're supposed to see the human sides of his replicant self. Like when he retakes the test is supposed to like restrict his like free will, kind of. It's supposed to make him like into this mindset where like only think replicant thoughts, be a fucking slave. And it's kind of like he has the freedom and he has consciousness and he has independence. So those are attributes of being a human and being like a living thing on this earth. And even though I think they show you that when he is when the movie's telling you that he's like the chosen one, and when it tells you he's not the chosen one, it recontextualizes all that, because it's like, well, he is a replicant. Fuck, like, is he human? Like, he's been acting robotic the entire time, but in the one times where he was acting human, we thought he was human, and he started acting more human, like, as a result. So is it like, it's cool because it's like we've seen him act more human, but he's not human. But that's the whole point of Blade Runner, that the replicants are
are human. That's the whole point of the first movie, and this movie kind of does that message very well. It has the same like ending and the same beginning of just like by the end of the story, the replicants are like seen as human, and by the beginning of the story, they're seen as not human. And it does that same arc that the first movie did, and the same message in a different way, and has it, for me, be, despite being the same thing, not repetitive and even more resonant than the first movie, because it does it in a more like interesting, nuanced way. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. I really like the ending when he like looks up at the snow, like he's sitting there and he's asking himself, it's like, well, I'm a replicant, so what value do I have? I'm not the chosen one. But then he sees the snow, and he's like, well, I feel this. I feel the emotions that this setting kind of inhibits. And like, I'm looking at the world right now. I'm looking at it do its thing, and I'm deriving value. It's kind of like when he saw the flower in the beginning of the movie. The snow is it has the same effect on him, and it's deriving an emotional response. So then he just lays down and looks in the snow, and he's just like, yeah, like regardless of whether I'm a replicant or a human, I am feeling this in this moment, and that's all that matters. And that's kind of what the ending of the first movie was like. And I think it's really cool how it cuts from the snow to a memory that the girls had. I thought that was fire, because the whole idea is that the memories are what form you. The memories are what make you human and what like dictate who you are. And the value that he derives from the snow is shown in the value that the girl sees when creating the snow dream itself. That was a very smart like transition. That was like a Satoshi Kon level transition. It was really good.
Then he dies.
Yeah, then he dies just like Spike on the fucking stairs, living in his final moments, feeling like he truly lived. Just like in the video. Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Oh, then Deckard meets Neo, then it's over. I know this movie, they definitely set up a third one, potentially.
Do you think that that's what they were going for? Because I feel like Blade Runner is so much more about like the themes and less about the plot. I feel like there's nothing else they have to say.
Sadly, I think the whole thing with the replicants being like, we built an army.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's, when I saw that, I was like, oh, they're gonna do like
a third one,
fucking Matrix 3 Avengers level threat movie.
Right. Yeah. I don't think they are.
But I don't think they are, because the movie didn't perform well.
Yeah, it did not perform well. Maybe if it was like super duper successful, maybe they would like force a third one out. But yeah, they probably would. But I'm happy they didn't. I didn't want a third one. Would you have wanted a third one in this universe?
I mean, if they kept up the same thing.
Yeah.
How
much more can you say though? How else could you say? It would be interesting. I don't know how you'd say the same thing that you said in the first two movies any differently in the third one.
The third one is when they abandon that and just go full like Matrix 3.
Yeah. Do you want to see that though? Is that interesting to you?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quick, reel back. I know we basically just talked about the ending, but I really liked his cop like boss character. I thought the person who was acting as her and her writing was really cool, and she was kind of my favorite character in the movie, to be honest, because she was basically telling him, like, when they found out, she's like, there's a wall between replicants and humans, and this will break that wall, and it'll like mayhem will ensue from this, and that's so cool because we're talking about the real world, and like the Blade Runner universe is basically like, if we were to have an analogy for our world, replicants are slaves, black people were slaves once, and we've like aimed for equality, like, in our times, but because we're trying to be equal in a world that is inherently discriminatory, there are still problems that arise. And in an extreme universe like Blade Runner, where like people will never accept like replicants, like it would just be like all out war. And I really liked how they executed like her writing and how she said that. It's like, it's going to break the world. Like, don't you understand, Kay? Like, this is going to ruin everything. You can't have anybody find out about this. She wasn't telling him just because she was like a dumb, evil bad guy. She had like a good reason and a good purpose. I liked her character a lot. I also thought probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie is like, she's talking to Kay and she's asking him about his memories. And she's like, what memories do you have? And he's like, why do you care what memories I have? I'm just a replicant. It doesn't matter. And she's like, yeah, it does matter. And it's odd that she says that because it's juxtaposed to how she treats him. And you find out later in the conversation, she's like, oh, we're all just trying to feel something real, Kay. And she said that because she's trying to fuck the robot. And he's like, you need to go home, miss. And she like drinks the thing, slams it on the table. Is like, see you at 5 tomorrow. And I thought that was cool. I think it's so cool that like.
So she's kind of fucked the robot?
Yeah. Like that was very clearly what, and they like bring it up later. Like Joy was like, I saw, like, why didn't you accept her offer? I didn't notice that the first time I watched it, but go back and look at that scene. I'm positive that's what the intention was because they called back to it in like a later line.
Disgusting.
Yes, Deckard is also disgusting. He made a baby with a robot too. They're all gross.
But he's a robot.
Well, that's another thing. I'm so glad you said that. They never explicitly say in this movie that Deckard is a replicant. They actually go out of their way to not say it, which is what you were talking about in the last episode. And take into account this movie came out in only in 2017, right? So it has the opportunity for all the people that's been discussing Blade Runner up until this point to reveal Deckard is a replicant, Deckard's not a replicant, but it deliberately goes out of its way to not reveal that. And I think that's I think it's really cool that they did that. But I mean, I guess everybody has their own interpretation, like Deckard is or isn't a replicant. I think it's fair for like a lot of people to think he's a replicant, but I like that they don't tell you. I think the reason why they don't tell you is because it doesn't matter, because that's the point of the movie. That's the message, that replicants are no different than humans, and they have emotions and they have consciousness, and they might be built differently and they might be stronger or whatever, but at the end of the day, they feel the same things we feel. And it doesn't matter like whether they're a robot or whether they're human. And I love that they don't tell you whether Deckard is human or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really good. So it's so it ain't disgusting to fuck a robot. Because robots are cool. Yeah. Yeah, and they can be hot like Rachel. So yeah.
Yeah, people are saying in the comments that she was trying to smash.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's a line when like Joy's like talking to him like, oh, you can't fuck me, so you might as well have just fucked her. And that's why she brings the prostitute later, because she wanted to kind of give him that experience that she felt like he desired. And we didn't even talk about that. I'm so glad I remembered. What did you think of like that sex scene?
The visuals were cool.
Yeah, the visuals were cool. And the nuance of it is really cool too, because the movie's about like humans and robots, and like how robots are like trying to be human and stuff. And this robot girl is trying her best to be as human as possible. So she's like syncing up with this girl, and the visuals of the robot girl being overlaid on the human girl and sometimes being out of sync are so thoughtful, because that's basically like her trying to be in sync and trying to be human when she's really not human. And it's like a constant reminder that this is like a fake person whenever they're like not being the same, because it just shows that their desires are different and they can't be different. I mean, and they can't be the same because they're different people. I love that scene. I thought that was fantastic. That's like one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Yeah. It looked good.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Captain Phillips?
Nope. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna say that guy.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him the first time I watched it, and this time I was like, oh my god, yeah. I guess I just forgot when I was in high school, but when I watched it, I was like, dude, it's him. Like, I was very happy.
Yeah, I recognize him.
Mm-hmm. He is a great actor, and he was good in this movie even as just that guy. Yeah, but I just thought that was cool, and then I wanted to. Oh my god, dude! This all ties back into our like reveals conversation. So, I didn't do my own research, but I've heard other people say this. People that I think are reliable, like not just random people. So I'm pretty sure this is like valid, but I'm pretty sure that this movie was crafted in a way where you are not supposed to know that Deckard is in the movie. A lot of the movie is without Deckard. Deckard pops up like somewhere in the middle, and it's like a reveal that he's like alive and he's like still kicking and he's still around and stuff. So the fact that he's on the poster and the fact that he's in the trailer, I think was a part of Sony's decision as a studio to be like, no one's going to watch this movie unless they know Deckard's in it. And Denis Villeneuve, the guy who made the movie, is like, bro, I made the movie with the idea that people weren't going to know that Deckard's in it. And then when he pops up, people are going to be like, yo, it's Deckard. Like, that's supposed to be the idea. And and you know beforehand because Sony is a bunch of fuckwads and they put him on the poster. I didn't do my own research on that, but I'm pretty sure like Denis Villeneuve himself was like, yeah, I didn't want them to do that. And I'm not happy that they did. And it just makes me hate the poster so much. I look at the poster and I'm just like, what a shit poster. Just has all the characters. It's so stupid. Fucking, oh man. But that was something that I wanted to mention.
Yeah, that's like having the Spider-Man that Far From in the No Way Home. Isn't it? The No Way Home movie. It's like having them in the poster.
Yeah.
You know they put.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was. Yeah. It's so stupid. Because like you don't really know that Deckard would pull up in the second movie. If you advertise it as like new Blade Runner, Ryan Gosling, like we're just back in the universe, you wouldn't really know that Deckard was like, you don't need him to come back. You could be telling an entirely new story that's separate from that, you know? But they just had to fucking tell you that he's in the movie. Do you think that you would derive more value if you didn't know the Deckard was in it and like he popped up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was another thing that I thought was worth mentioning.
I know that.
I'll do more research on that and I'll confirm on the next episode. But a lot of people that I trust like have been saying that for years, so I'm pretty sure like that's true. And Sony is like, they did that with other movies too, like the Amazing Spider-Man. They're so manipulative with their marketing. Like, have you seen the Garfield ones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, in the okay, in the second Garfield one, in the trailer, they show him fighting the Rhino, and I, as a kid, was like, oh my God, they're like, Rhino's one of the bad guys in the movie. But that part of him fighting Rhino was just the last clip of the movie. And Rhino was not like one of the bad. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And it was just so manipulative. And they just don't care. They just want to get you in the fucking theater, make you spend your money. It's clickbait. It's clickbait on a global scale. It's pure evil. Oh man. Oh, dude, it's so fucked up. It's so fucking bad. But
yeah, they got you.
Yeah, Sony's bad, and Sony's awful. Sony made Morbius. that's the people who did that. Those are the people that almost made the Spider-Man movie not happen because they're like, because Sony owned Spider-Man, because Sony did the Andrew Garfield movies and they produced the Tobey Maguire movies. So the whole reason why Disney is because Sony's like letting Disney use it and they have like a partnership and they both gain money out of it. But right after Far From Home, there was like a weird thing where Sony was like, yeah, no, we're done with this, bro. No more. And Disney like didn't even finish their thing. And it's like, whoa. And then Sony was like, all right, fine. I guess Disney was like, okay, 70-30 split. You get 70, we get 30. Please. I don't know if that's what happened, but it felt like they did something along those lines. So, fuck Sony. That's what I got to say.
Yeah, It is shitty.
Yeah. You used to not have to pay for online on the PlayStation 3, and now look, they saw a way to get money. They saw a way to get a bag. What a bad company. Oh, evil. Well, yeah. That's what I got to say about that. And some set pieces, obviously the entire movie is beautiful, but specifically the Elvis scene I thought was fantastic. I thought that was really cool. And then I really liked the whole radioactive like area that Harrison Ford was in, like the orange like place. That was also cool. This movie was just well shot and well executed. I love when like the people shot like a spear into his car, and then like the wings came up, and then lightning like shot the wings, and then his car turns off and it just like goes down. That was fucking awesome. I was like, whoa, that was so cool. And you just get like the first person perspective of the car falling down, and it's just silence, and it's like, oh my god, and he crashes. It's so cool. Yeah, a lot of really beautiful aesthetic things in this movie. I could go on about the look, but I think that's all the main shit. I don't know if there's really anything else. You got everything that you got?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give Blade Runner 2049. To be honest, the experience was like an 8 out of 10 because like we said in the beginning, it wasn't like it wasn't really fun to watch it on like a shitty TV, and it really like held the experience back. But I think it's still like a really good movie. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think that this is really good, and I like it. I like it a lot. What did you think about it? What's your rating?
7.
Okay, cool. Now on to the last movie of the night, Perfect Blue. Such a great. What time is it right now? 1 a.m. Yeah, Perfect Blue was. What time did you watch Perfect Blue? We always talk about like you were saying like Taxi Driver. Such a great movie to watch like at 3 a.m. What time did you watch Perfect Blue?
Probably like 6. So it wasn't.
Yeah.
This is after.
Gotcha. You've said in the past, everything about this movie, and like you basically know like the whole thing, but you've never actually seen it. So,
well, I actually watching it, I knew kind of was gonna go on, but I genuinely, when it was revealed that Rumi was the imposter among us, I was actually like shocked because I forgot about that. I actually, because while watching it, I was like, I was like, this something's not right, and I really didn't think it was Rumi. I thought it was the other guy.
Right.
And then it was like, then you see Rumi in the dress. I was like, fuck. now I remember now they go on the chase.
Right.
But it was still incredible.
Yeah.
So the reveal still got me, honestly.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because this is years. It's been years since I watched all those like
analysis. Good. I'm glad you got like a genuine experience.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'll start off with the cover is incredible.
Well, there's a lot of covers. So the cover of her like being translucent and having the fish, I assume you're talking about that one.
I'm talking about this one.
Oh, yeah, that one's fucking great. Yeah, that one fucks.
Why?
That one is fire.
I said this one because this is the one I saw on the site and like the most. So.
Right. Yeah. That's also like just a screenshot like from the movie. It's not a direct screenshot, but it's like taken from a scene in the movie. Yeah. But I really like the one where it's like all blue and she's like laying down in like a sea and like she's like kind of translucent. So it's like, is she real? Is she not real? Is that virtual Mima? Is that normal Mima? It's really cool. The whole message of the movie. There's one with the glass. Is that what you're?
The glass
is
yes,
fire. That one is fucking insane. Holy shit. Yeah, that one looks great. I love that one too. All the posters are fantastic. This is a really pretty movie, and the posters reflect that.
Yeah, the posters are amazing.
Yeah.
This movie is probably the best anime movie. If you ask me.
Nice. I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah. I'm glad you feel that way.
This movie is incredible.
Yeah. Nice. What is your currently like highest rated anime movie? What is your like number one so far?
Let's pull up the list.
Let's pull up the list.
It is Redline and Cowboy.
Okay. Yeah.
Followed by When Manu Was There and Ocean Waves.
Nice.
Paprika is up there somewhere, but
Right.
I don't. Ocean Waves.
Yeah.
I didn't forget about that.
Never forget.
I got to bump up Only Yesterday. I think Only Yesterday is my top 5.
Yeah.
But no, not Only Yesterday. The Wind Rises. I put that up there. And I need to rewatch Ghost in Shell and Akira. But as of right now, I think this is the best anime movie.
Awesome.
This is the thing, right? When I was talking about the other day, because I was tired when I watched this movie, but I didn't go to sleep because it was too good.
I see.
I can't fall asleep on shit that's too good.
I see.
I never do.
You think that if you stayed up for like 30 hours and you watched the best movie of all time, you watched like Perfect Blue, you wouldn't go to sleep?
I would go to sleep.
Exactly.
But
that's why I go to sleep, because I'm tired sometimes. Sometimes
that's unrealistic.
That's unrealistic? What do you mean? What's unrealistic? Watching a movie when
staying up for 30 hours and like, oh, let me watch a movie.
I gave that as an example, as like you are forced to be extremely tired and your body is telling you, bro, go to sleep.
If I'm tired under normal circumstances, I don't fall asleep on good shit.
Okay, because it's like, yeah, I gotcha.
For me, if it's really good, I'm really tired, I force myself to stay awake. If it's mid, I'm gonna go to bed. So.
I understand. Sometimes a movie that I don't think is bad, but I'm having a middling reaction to because it's artsy and I don't really get it and it feels kind of slow to me. Even though I do still appreciate it, I will go to sleep too because I'm not enjoying it as much as something like, I don't know, Attack on Titan or like a Pulp Fiction or something that like keeps my heart racing, keeps my blood pumping, keeps me like watching the thing. But in a movie like The Godfather, I don't dislike The Godfather at all, but there is parts of that movie where I'm just kind of sitting there, just watching it because they're the parts that I have to watch. And Godfather is a movie that I would go to sleep to, but because I went to sleep, I would not put that on The Godfather. I'd put that on me sometimes being bored. But me being bored isn't... What I'm trying to say is, if I am capable of falling asleep to a movie that is a reflection of my investment in the movie to a degree, but my reflection of my investment to the movie isn't ultimately a reflection of my overall opinion. So that's what I'll say about that.
Yeah, but for me, I don't fall asleep on good shit. So I was tired when I'm watching it. So that's how I know it's good because I didn't fall asleep when I was tired.
Right.
But besides that, I think this movie is like, it's like fucking perfection. Yeah, I think this movie is like perfect.
Nice. I'm glad it lived up to your expectations.
It did.
Yeah, what do you even say?
It's like a paprika I can rate.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't even know what to start. What do you think?
I fucking loved it. It's so actually let me explain why I've seen all these movies already. In like, I want to say like 2018, like when college like first started for me, they were doing a screening of all of these movies in theaters like periodically like throughout the year. And I didn't know anything about Perfect Blue. Like I've avoided it because I knew I was eventually going to watch it. So I avoided everything, the plot, the tone. I didn't really know that it was like a crime thing. I didn't even really know that it was going to be dark and stuff. I avoided like everything about the movie, and I just kind of went in expecting. I didn't know what to expect. I just expected a good movie because it was so highly regarded. And bro, my theater only had like me and like one other person, but it was so, I went to like a theater that I don't usually go to, because the theaters that I usually go to feel like ghetto. Like I don't like Braintree, like Randolph. Those are like the theaters that are so like everyone goes to, and the people who work there don't clean them very well, so there's fucking crumbs under the seat or something. But I went to just like this new thing that I never been to. It felt like a whole new experience. And it was like one of the best experiences I ever had. Like seeing all that shit in real time. I was like, whoa. And it was a long drive like from home. So I'm like driving on the way home in the dark. And I'm just like, holy shit, I'm about to get perfect blued. It was so cool. There's so much that there is to say, but I just wanted to say that. I also saw Millennium Actress and Tokyo Godfathers in theaters, and I had to watch Paprika at home because Paprika, they didn't do that in theaters. But yeah, Perfect Blue is great. I feel like there's a lot to pull from like every moment of the movie. Like just the beginning, just like the movie like really tells you what it's about. Like immediately it tells you this is about otaku and how like people, because you remember you were talking about Paprika and talking about like escapism and how like people consume media. This is kind of the same thing as that. And it's talking about the people that are like, it's talking about otaku's infatuation with pop idols and idol culture, and how it's so detached from reality and it's so like not real, and they get like obsessive about it to like a harmful degree. And it's cool how this is basically the same movie as Paprika, but it's like slightly different.
Yeah, that's the thing with Satoshi Kon. They all have those weaving movies or dreams,
right?
Or like the hysteria thing and Paranoia Agent, but they're all done differently.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all, even though like Millennium Actress is like movies, and like Paprika is like movies too.
Yeah,
it's still totally different. It's not even like, even though it's like the whole movie thing, it's not even near. It's not even close to what any of the movies are really about. So it's really like, I really respect it a lot, the way he does it, and it's not like, it doesn't even feel the same. And I'm like watching these movies like back to back to back, and it's like I don't even feel like bored of this concept,
yeah.
You know, because we watched like the 80s movies, and I was like, immediately I was kind of sick of it watching back to back.
Right.
But I can, watching Satoshi Kon, I can watch Paranoia Agent right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll still be like, like it's just like he's dope, and he's really creative, for real.
Yeah, he is.
He can pull this shit off so well.
Yeah.
And even like shit like Inception doesn't do what these movies do to me personally.
Right.
But
yeah. I haven't seen Inception in a while, but that's how I felt. Like it's doing the thing of like, oh, it's a dream, but it's not saying like what Paprika is saying. And there's a movie called Black Swan, and that
I've seen
that is basically it's basically like Perfect Blue. Like it knows it's Perfect Blue, and it's trying to be like Perfect Blue, and people say that's really good. So maybe that is. I wanted to watch Black Swan in tandem with Perfect Blue whenever we talked about it, but I would like to watch Black Swan on one of the episodes. I would like to talk about it because I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it besides that. And it like won the Oscar, and like everyone loves it, so we should watch it.
It won Best Picture.
Let's look that up. I don't want to be wrong. Black Swan.
If it won Best Picture, that's crazy.
It did. It won Best Director, Best Cinematography, Best Editing, Best Actress. Yeah. Best Picture, yeah.
So I'm interested. But yeah, I've seen the references. It's like,
mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Yeah, but, and that director, sorry for interrupting, but there's a movie called Requiem for a Dream that the person who, hold on. Let me make sure I get my facts right. I don't want to say anything that I'm wrong about. Yeah, Darren Aronofsky directed Black Swan, and he also directed a movie called Requiem for a Dream. And in Requiem for a Dream, have you ever seen, you know, the tub shot when she's in the bath and she's like curled up and then she screams in the bath? Have you ever seen like a real movie that did the same shot and it like popped up?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it referenced. Yeah.
Requiem for a Dream is the movie that did that shot, and that came out way before Black Swan, and it's made by the person who made Black Swan. So he's like always been a fan of Satoshi Kon. It's like, bro, it's just like Millennium Actress.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. So he probably, people are saying the movie's good, and he probably did it well if he cares that much about Satoshi Kon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always love a good reference.
Mm-hmm.
As long as people don't like these movies are clearly references, right? As long as they don't like diminish like no, just not like I came up with this like bullshit.
No. He's vocal about it too. He's said like, yeah, it is the shot. Yeah.
But yeah. Perfect Blue. It's so dreamlike. It's
yeah.
It's like more dreamlike than Paprika. It's not even trying, you know?
Right. It's the tone and what the movie is talking about, like not feeling real. I think that is I mean, I guess Paprika does that, but I think because of what this movie is about, it can be a little bit more effective, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's so strange. It's like, oh my god. Like even the scenes where like the MC is chasing like her like pop idol stuff and the pop idol is skipping around.
I know, it's so like oh!
It's like I don't even know
if this is real. Yeah, I know, yeah.
It's so bizarre. And the way that like Cone can like manipulate you into thinking like, yo, like this can be real.
Yeah. He does an amazing job at it. Yeah.
It's honestly like just talent. Like he's so talented.
Masterful execution. And this is like his first movie.
And it's his first movie. It's insane, man. Like, oh my god, like, you know, and like the movie's called Perfect Blue, but all those red shots, you know, like like you see like all the vibrant red in these dark like scenes, right? It's crazy. But I saw a video about this guy, and he like talks about it, and like he was like, yeah, like the movie starts off as like slight red, but the more she gets deranged, like more vivid the red becomes, right? Like I didn't even notice it, but like that scene, because like you notice the elevator scene when like the radio's there, but the floor is like bright, like an unrealistic red color. Like you notice that, right? But there's a scene where like Rumi is talking to Mimi, and like while she's going crazy, she's like, "Are you okay?" And like the background is so fucking red.
Yeah, like red. The movie has there's like two realities. There's like virtual Mima reality where it's like the fake version of her. She wears the red dress, right? So those colors, people aren't like talking out their ass or overanalyzing. Like that color, those colors of the movie are very intentional. Whenever it's being bright and like flashy, it's like the fake cotton candy reality that she's like making up. And then the blue, like depressing like ones are the real worlds. And it like, it's not too boom. It's so subtle that like you don't even really notice it. But then you go back and you're like, oh my God, like that one is lighter than that one. And you know, and it's
like, even like the scene I was talking about in particular is like the red was so like the
jarring.
Red dominated the whole scene. And it was like such unrealistic red, and it was like it was even more like red than other reds because like it was them together.
Right? Yeah.
The deranged people came together.
Yeah.
Red was like, went crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like the elevator scene, like. Once I saw the red on the ground, I was like, this dude's fucking dead.
Yeah.
A crazy scene, like the radio there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
No elevator floor is red. It's like so red.
I didn't even remember it was red, but yeah.
It's so red. It's
I feel
so
like
cool.
a lot of this stuff is like, when watching this movie, the reds and the blues, I notice subconsciously. I don't go, oh, that's red in the background. I like, my brain goes like, the screen is like kind of brighter, and the narrative beat is something that's trying to push her into like the thing that she doesn't want to do, like the porn audition, or like the I don't know, like just her career life that, you know, is keeping her more detached from reality. It's like you subconsciously draw those connections, even though you might not know about that. Even if you didn't watch a YouTube video, you will get it subconsciously, and it'll hit like a part of your brain that you didn't even know was there. You'd be like, whoa. Ah! It's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, and it's throughout the whole movie. It's not like a one-time thing. It's like there throughout the whole time. Either like it's a very slight red or very red.
Yeah,
it's dope. And you know, we were talking about Taxi Driver. The ending is just like Taxi Driver. The ending is very Taxi Driver. It's like at the end of Taxi Driver, Travis Bickle, after he drops off the girl in that dreamlike state, he looks into the, what do you fucking call it?
I don't even remember the ending of Taxi Driver, so it's up to you. I don't know.
The mirror that the girl was looking at the end.
In Taxi Driver?
Purple blue.
Oh,
is the car right in front of you when you drive?
Yeah, the car, like, I don't know what you call it. we know what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
The rear view mirror or whatever.
The rear view mirror. So Travis Bickle at the end of Taxi Driver, like, because like, you know how he saved the day, he saved the little girl, he's a hero, right? And then like the movie's like, oh yeah, he's the hero. It was like, oh, Sean Post like, yeah, he's a hero. He fucked up the relationship with the girl early on in the movie. Now she's here again in the back of his taxi, and it's very dreamlike. They filmed it to be dreamlike. Like her hair's flowing, she looks amazing, and he's just like, you know, very confident driving. And like he drops her off, and then he keeps driving. And then he like he looks at the rear view mirror like aggressively, and then the movie cuts. So like he's still like deranged as fuck.
Right.
And then at the end of this movie, she's like, I'm still real. Oh my god! I was like, oh my god! Because the thing is like the car she was driving was red, and it's like I think like when I watch the movie, like the more red, the more deranged, and then she just hops in a red car, and like, I'm the real one. And I was like, oh my god!
Wow, that's really cool that you said that. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even think about that as the ending. Yeah, that's really cool. That's a great interpretation.
Because, like earlier, Rumi is the one driving the red car, so it's like, is that Rumi's car?
Right.
And like, because I see no one talk about this,
dude.
Like I made this connection myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Rumi was the one driving her home in the same red car, and then you just see her hop in the same red car. Is it her car?
Yeah.
I'm the real one. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
It's such a great ending. Dude, I love it like that. Like when I saw on Taxi Driver, it was so bizarre, like in relation to what's happening.
Right.
Because he's like acting so cool and nonchalant, like, yeah, I'm the shit. I just saved the world. Like the girl's like, okay, never mind, I'll see you later. And he's just like, and then, like, oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
You know, in Taxi Driver, it's like, yeah, like because of that ending shot, you know, even though he saved, everyone thinks he's a hero, this dude's still the fucking deranged fucking psycho.
Yeah.
And at the end of this movie, is like because I know Taxi Driver is like, well, they could be saying the same shit in Perfect Blue.
Right.
Like she's still fucking insane. But that could be a possibility, but I do think like that's the actual healed her, you know. Yeah,
I think that Cone, and especially in his other movies, the ambiguity, like that's the whole point of this movie. Like, is this what's happening? Is this not what's happening? And it's really nice that even though he's telling you what's happening, it's like underneath the rug, like, is she okay? Is she not okay? It's like it's telling you she's okay, but I like that because that's consistent with his other movies. So I think there's a lot of validity to what you're saying, even if you've never seen anybody else say it.
Yeah. It's like like I was searching it up, like I was trying to find it. Like no one noticed that Rumi was driving that car, red car.
Yeah.
It was like, and it was the thing is too, like in
Yeah.
those final scenes, like there's no red at all, and then like she happens to hop in the red car.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck, you know, it was awesome. That ending is incredible. I love shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like why I love Taxi Driver too. Like the ending, it can really like make something. It really wraps up something perfect.
Yeah, that's why I like Tokyo Godfathers. That's why I love that ending, because it's like, was it God? Was it not God? It doesn't really matter, you know. And it's
incredible. That's just yo, shout out to Satoshi Kon, bro.
Yeah. Rest in peace, bro.
Rest in peace, bro. It's so sad.
Yeah, it is.
Because he was such a master. And this is his first movie.
No one else has... I mean, I obviously haven't seen all the movies out there, but no one really matches this. This isn't good for anime. This is like good for anything. This is why like people who don't like anime watch these movies, because this is like a cut above like all that shit. This is a cut above like most shit. It's what you can do with art. It's yeah,
and it's even more powerful in animation, because animation you can be even more creative, you know.
Yes, yeah.
And even shit like Mimi like in the idol costume just skipping away.
Right. Yeah.
It can seem so like it seems so cool, but I don't know if like it would like
have the same
cool
effect, right? Yeah.
It's so dope. It's like start to finish. I think this movie is just executed perfectly. I can't say nothing negative. I love the way it looks.
Yeah, me neither.
And I love like I was saying before, like his movies can like increasingly look better. Like Millennium Actress, like I said, Millennium Actress is the best looking movie, and like Paprika has all the cool moving stuff. But you're gonna see his growth in his movies and like the animation style, and
it's really cool.
And it's like amazing. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yay! I'm so happy that you enjoyed it. Yeah, there's so much to say. I think that I guess we're kind of going backwards, so I guess I'll talk about like the whole ending sequence, since we're talking about the ending. From 1 hour and 49 minutes, the movie is like it's doing the Paprika thing where it's like but it's not too complicated. I mean, maybe for some people it's like they're tough to follow. And obviously the movie's lying to you, so it is inherently confusing. But if you're following the lies and you're following what it's trying to say as it's telling you each lie, the movie, like that from the hour and 49 minute mark is when, you know, like that sequence where it's like she's on the double bind set and she's on the bridge and she's recording that scene on the bridge, and then it's like, oh no, I was in the dream. And then it's like, I don't remember every transition because they all blend together in my brain, because that's the idea. But it just keeps going back to the double bind set, back to the dream, back to the double bind set, back to the dream. And then at the end, she's just like, bro, like to the extent that the audience is confused, she's like, bro, did I kill that guy? I don't even fucking know, bro. Like, did I go? I guess I did. And it's perfect. It's perfect how they do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that scene, it's so like creepy because the fucking guy, the stalker's just there and he's not there.
He looks. I was watching a YouTube video and the guy like jokingly, very passively was like, yeah, so he's being very analytical, like being very technical about like the logic of the movie, and then he's like, so when Mima goes into this room, this fucking gargoyle starts coming out of nowhere. I thought that shit was hilarious. He called him a gargoyle. He does look like a gargoyle. He's fucking insane looking. And I love him. He's a great antagonist. Well,
insane.
Yeah. I guess he is a antagonist. He's not the antagonist. It baits you.
Yeah.
It does a good job at baiting you. It does a great job at lying to you and making you think. It never directly gives evidence as to like this guy. There's no like plot holes. I don't think there is any plot holes of.
Yeah, 'cause when she kills him,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, she killed him, and it's like, no, this and then did the movie set thing. Okay, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then she goes back and it's like, where was he?
It seems so real because she just like I think that was she was coming out in and out of dreams and waking up,
Right.
and it seems so real.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kills it, and it's like so that it's like it's just like in Paprika, like you don't know what the hell's real.
Right.
Now it's just like it's like making the viewer delusional. It's like you're in the delusion.
Yeah.
And now like he does it so well. Like the viewer is genuinely tricked.
Yes.
And then it's like it's a movie. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I think Rumi kills him.
Yes. Rumi. Yeah.
I think this does it off camera. She was like, yeah, he disappointed me or something.
Yes.
Well,
that's what she was saying.
Rumi is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I told you, like even though I watched a lot of analytical videos like years ago, I still didn't make the connection that it was like Rumi was a part of this. Because
right, and you never would.
Yeah, she seems so genuine. Like when the rape scene,
she
and
cries.
Then, she starts crying.
Yeah,
and then it's like when you look back, it's
genuine.
Like she's not crying because it's like sad. She's crying because the perception of the pop idol is getting right in front of her. She's like losing her head. And then that's like
I was gonna say there's no like Attack on Titan moments where it's like when you rewatch the movie, it's like, oh look, it's Rumi in the background stabbing somebody. Like there's nothing like that in this movie. So on rewatch, it's like, there's no way you're ever gonna figure it out. And it's important for that illusion to like work every single time you watch it. Like you can't, you can't see stuff like that like on rewatch.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist. When that motherfucker was crying at the funeral. Or not crying. He was like angry at the funeral. But it's not because the motherfucker died. It's because the kid was crying.
I don't recall that. Can you explain it?
I think when the doctor died at the start. No, not Roy.
The doctor of the person who turned the girl into like a dog?
Yeah. Because he dies.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The funeral happens. And then the main villain, the main homunculus, but like the leader of the people, like the Roy and them. Yeah. He's there like
wrath.
He's like shaking in anger. And then like you think, oh, he's so mad that this guy died, and it's like when it's revealed by the end, it's like I was shaking because this little kid wouldn't shut the fuck up. And it's like revealed thinking like when it's revealed that he's the bad guy, it's like you look back, it's like damn. This dude wasn't crying because he's a genuine person. It's like,
dude, that's so interesting.
So, I thought it out. So that's when it all starts too. When Rumi cries, it's like my idol is getting raped in front of me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it's like that's when all this shit starts happening, right?
Yes.
Because it clearly affects Rumi. It brings her to tears, but that's the trick to the viewer. And the main Mimi, even though the movie's like, it halts and it's like the dude's like, I'm sorry, but you can clearly see it affects her. And it's like her fish die, and then she fucking freaks out.
Yes,
and that's when all of it starts. And
that made me tear up. I don't like get close to crying like ever. Even when movies are sad, it's very rare that like my eyes water. And I was like, oh my god, I might cry like watching this, because during the rape scene I'm like, oh, this is bad, like this is really sad. But when she went home and she was like fine when she got in the car, it's like, yeah, it's okay. And she goes home, the fishes are dead. I'm like, no, and she's like, damn it, like that's
such like a real
Mm-hmm.
moment. It's like
it's very genuine. It's so
something like ticked her off, and it was like she was trying to like suppress her feelings, but like one little thing happened. She was like, sorry, ball.
Japanese performance is fantastic.
It was a sad scene. Absolutely
really sad. And don't want to get too far off like what we're talking about, like how the pieces fall into place of the twist. But quickly, the rape scene, unlike Wicked City, I was making a lot of comparisons to that while watching it, and I'm like, this is so much more effective at being like shocky and like sad. Like this one, the way it was shot and the way it was executed and animated, it was intended to be sad. It wasn't intended to be like titillating. With Wicked City, the intention, like narratively, is that it's sad, but the way it's animated and the way it's shot, it's like you're watching like a hentai loop animation. And with this, it's like it's obscured in just the way to where like the implication of what's happening is like super scary, and you don't get to see the whole thing, and it's very well done, and it's great. It's what I like. Edgy shit. I like when there's like rape and like evil stuff in my movies and TV shows, and I like when there's stuff like that, and I like when it is done in a good way that elicits the right reaction out of you. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that.
Yeah, that shit was sad.
Mm-hmm.
And
really sad.
And it makes sense for her. That's like the catalyst for her losing her mind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's so like it's real.
Yeah,
like I feel like it makes sense. I feel like this would start something like a mental breakdown.
Exactly, and you got to understand. You got to really look at this from the perspective of when it was made. When this movie was made, that shit was happening. Like those type pop idols were popular in 1999 or 96, whenever this movie came out. And like, you were talking about like Tour de Tour and like Terror in Resonance and stuff. Fucking oh my god, I forget the name. But the web browser they use was like one of the most popular like browsers and like one of the most popular like search engines when the internet like first started happening. And it's like real like in this movie. So like the anxieties that Cone is expressing about like us turning into like consumer otaku fucks is like being accurately represented in this movie at the time. Like it saw the future. Like he saw it like he saw it in real time, and it's like it's just like you could say the same thing about like OnlyFans or just like any porn type of stuff. It's like people don't care about the person, they care about the performance, they care about the image that they create. And it's like the same thing with everything, with just like celebrities, YouTubers, like, and that's not even saying this as a joke. That's, and then some people snap like on camera. They have like their Will Smith moment. They fucking, it's really sad. And that's kind of what happens to Rumi. Like, there's when Mima, I know I'm jumping the gun, I'm sorry, but when Mima, like virtual Mima, like the fake version, when there's like a part, I don't remember at what point, the movie's in a blur, like intentionally so, but there's a part when Mima comes out on stage, like next to the people, and if that's like the one Attack on Titan-y part, which I think is kind of cool. Like the girls' reaction, like next to them, are like, what the fuck? and Mima is like dancing there, and you as an audience, it's animated as Mima, but it's Rumi. It's her. Like she went on the stage and she went like ha 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 ha, like dancing with them. She put on the dress and everything. That's why they're reacting that way. It's great. Yeah.
I made that connection that was her, but I was still like, was she really there? Did she really jump on stage?
I think because the way they reacted, I think that's the only. I think
I'm not for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think
but
that
still, you never know what's real.
Yeah, you don't. And
I did think that was the case.
This is I know this is kind of reaching, and I wanted to wait. I feel like I've gone off track from like what we were originally talking about, but to kind of try to circle back a little bit towards like how all the pieces fall in place of like the moments that happen and how they tie into Rumi's reveal. There was an amazing video from one of my favorite YouTubers, the Bread Sword guy that I brought up earlier. He did a video on Perfect Blue, and he talked about everything that you were talking about with the colors and with the like, you know, what their meanings and stuff. And he makes a very, very good argument for something that I've never heard before. So basically, he was saying that I can't analyze like piece by piece, frame by frame, what this is, and I can't like bring evidence to the table for this, but he says that the manager guy, I don't know if you noticed this or have seen videos on this, but the manager guy, the guy who like is working with Rumi as like the manager for Mima, there's like a part in the beginning of the movie where it shows that he has bandages on his hand from the thing that exploded in his from the envelope that exploded. He has that in his hand. He has bandages on his hand because of that. And then there's like a shot where it shows that he doesn't have the bandages, and it's like very deliberate, even though he just like, it shows him wearing it and then the camera like moves, but like it's not like a different scene and he's like not wearing it. So the movie's like telling the audience like this guy is part of the illusion as well, and he's part of the whole like fake shit going on. So the movie, I really recommend watching the video because I won't be able to articulate what the guy said as well. But basically he's saying that the manager guy was also in on the virtual Mima shit, and sometimes he was standing in the footsteps of Mima as well, because like everyone, Mimania and Rumi are the two people that you suspect for living within Mimania, Rumi, and Mima herself are the three people you suspect for being virtual Mima, right? And the reason why you suspect that is because virtual Mima is this fake realization of what all these people kind of want to embody. They all kind of want to like personify this individual that they, maybe not Mimania, but you know, he's infatuated with that image of Mima and he wants to defend it, right? So the movie like implies that he is virtual Mima, and the same thing can be applied to her manager, right? He seems very innocent throughout the entire movie, but there's a lot of parts where he like deflects like very oddly. She's like, what if the envelope, like what if that was targeted towards me or something? And it's like, oh, it's just a prank. Don't worry about it. Don't make a big deal, right? So in the same way that Rumi does that, right? And I think the colors are consistent with those moments too. You talk about the red. I think there are like reds and like lighter hues in those scenes. Basically what I'm building to is that the movie implies that when she kills the photographer, the person who made the YouTube video said that with all that stuff that's building to it and that theme song, which that plays during it, that theme song is Uchida's theme. Like on the soundtrack, like on the official soundtrack, it says Uchida's theme, but it plays during that part where virtual Mima, you think it's normal Mima, but she's like killing the person and you don't know who it is. The only thing that could be telling you who it is the fact that that guy's theme song is playing during that part. Hey, I'm only just now realizing while editing that Uchida is the name of Mimania. Like that's his real name in Perfect Blue. And the thing that I'm saying might be fucking bullshit, but go watch the Bread Sword video. I don't know. I was just fucking paraphrasing. Go watch that video if you want to like understand what I'm talking about. I know that might be a tough pill to swallow. It might seem like a bit of a stretch, but watch the video if you want to think about it further. And I just think that's really cool. I think that's dope.
It would make sense that he's in it too. And
it makes sense that it makes even more sense because Rumi kills him and Mimania like at the end together because she was like disappointed with Mimania, and I don't know. I guess she was disappointed with him in like a similar way. I don't know. I haven't given it like a lot of thought, but I thought that was cool. I thought that was another thing to theorize. Yeah, really cool movie. lot to think about. Um,
I know
yeah,
this is that thing, but and there's still like a bunch of scenes. Like there's a lot of intertwined double blind scenes
yeah.
that apply.
Bro, in Double Bind when they were talking and they just said Mima's name and it's like Mima has an alternate personality where she like kills people. I'm like, ah, and then it immediately rewinds and it like says different names. It's really cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And that's the thing with Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue is about movies too. You know? She's like making a movie and stuff, and her reality in the real world is blending with her movie. So it's not just, I said in the beginning it's about pop idols, but I completely forgot about the fucking Double Bind set. She's making a movie. And her,
Yeah.
you know, there's that part where she's like, who are you? Who are you? She's talking to herself and she's like, I hope I sell this line. And when she does sell the line and she says it like, well, it's because she's being very genuine and authentic because she's talking about herself. She's like, who are you? Did you freeze? Did your phone die? God damn it. I think his phone died. Oh no. Manny! No! Oh boy. Am I recording? Hello, Manny. How are you doing today? My day was good. I wonder if he can FaceTime me on his computer. His phone definitely died.
Hello?
Back. Yes, hello. No! Where did you go? You had it. Oh, Manny. Oh, you. Hello. Can you hear me? No? Yes? I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, hello. Virtual Manny. Yeah.
This is so laggy.
Oh no. Am I lagging? Data mosh, death grips. Can you hear me?
Can you see?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah. It's very laggy on my end.
Okay.
My internet just killed itself.
Oh, I see. Is it still kind of crunked?
Yeah, I'm using LTE right now.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. Do you think it's consistent? Do you think we can continue talking, or do you want to wait until maybe it comes back up? Or
it's still very robotic on my side, and I don't think my internet's gonna come back.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. We
But,
can
like
okay.
I can't really make out what you're saying to me.
Gotcha.
This is so frustrating. I'm sorry.
All right, let me mute myself. Hey guys. So what ended up happening was Manny went outside to try to get better connection, and he did get the better connection. But despite his efforts, I had to go and be a dumbass and mute my audio and then not remember to unmute my audio. So all of my shit that I was saying in the last like 10 minutes of our Perfect Blue discussion is just gone. But Manny did still have some things to say. So I'm just going to splice together the things that Manny had to say. And then at the end, I'm going to tell you guys what the recommendations are. Sorry about the fuck up. I promise it won't happen again. Thank God it wasn't for like the whole discussion. But here's what Manny had to say in the last 10 minutes of the call.
I was gonna say, when she kept waking in and out of those dreams, I noticed the room changed. Well, before I noticed, I was like, there has to be some type of thing here, right? So I started looking at little things in the room. I think it was like, I noticed there was something, I can't explain it, but there's like something blue on the floor, and the next scene it was gone. So I wonder what was going on. And then it's revealed that like it's not her room because the poster's still up, and it was Rumi's room. And I think that scene where Rumi was driving her home, Rumi actually drove her to her house. And then like while she was at her house, Rumi was like doing all the killings. So that was I like how I made that. I tried to make a connection to like this is not the same room, and I like how that was work too because she loves Mimi so much that she even like her room was even like exactly. Because blue. It's all like color theory. Like blue represents like calmness, relaxation, and red is like a blood and chaos. So yeah, I think by the end, she she evolves and becomes her true self, and she knows what's real and not, and she becomes perfect blue. I think I really like the title. Um, I don't have a rating yet. Definitely gonna be 9 or 10 though for me. Um, there's one movie I want to watch. It's made by the same guy who made um Parasite, called Memories of Murder. And this is gonna be when we take a long break, right? Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch Katanagatari. Yeah, I'm gonna watch those two, and then you can add whatever.
All right, my recommendation for the next episode is going to be Black Swan. So Memories of Murder by Bong Joon-ho, and then Black Swan, and then Katanagatari. Those are going to be the three on June 17th. So yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties, but I will see you next time as well as with many. All right, have a good one, everybody.